Welcome back to Flick Flops, the podcast where we discuss critically rotten and sometimes acclaimed films. Throughout December, we'll be reviewing holiday films for the Flick Flops Festive Filmfest of fun. We'll take on Christmastime movies and tell you if they made us jolly or earned a lump of coal. This week, we discuss Black Christmas, a 2006 horror holiday film written and directed by Glen Morgan. In the movie, it's Christmas Eve. An escaped asylum inmate returns to his childhood home, now a sorority house, and murder ensues. Did this movie deliver the ho-ho horror, or is it just ho-ho-hum? We'll let you know our thoughts right now on Flick Flops.
We're back.
Hey, it's butt cracking, whatever it is you say all the
Ass
time.
cracking back sack.
That's it. That's the one.
Coming to you live from W. Who cares? Let's go to numbers on this thing, Gary. Let's get this thing over with. Rotten Tomatoes, our aggregator that we like to use, has this thing sitting at 14%. I'm sorry, hold on, my nose itches. 14% with the critics and 38% with the audience. And man, that is being generous.
Super generous.
The budget on this was $9 million. The box office was roughly $16 million, as you stated, written and directed by Glen Morgan. I looked him up a little bit. He was involved with the Final Destination franchise, so and also the Bionic Woman movie.
I recognized his name, and I wanted to look it up too, and I feel like he did a lot of TV.
Yeah, so he, this is kind of his wheelhouse, and and that's fine. I mean, the Final Destination movies were pretty good for a franchise. It seems to me, in what little research I was doing on this one, is that they were trying to build a franchise with this Black Christmas. I think there is a sequel. Yeah. This is actually the second. This is the remake of the original, of 1974. Which, an interesting note, one of the actresses in this, Andrea Martin, she was in the original.
Okay. I was going to bring her up. She's from SCTV. I was like, what's a comedian being in here? But anyway, we can talk about all that. I don't want to.
Let's get into the reviews and we can talk about that. But I just want to throw that out there. So that's all I got for numbers. Let's jump to ratings. Again, our ratings are opposite of what normal ratings are. In our case, the more poos you have and toilet paper you have, the worse your film is. This is like golf. You want the lower number. You do not want a high number from Gary and Andy, because we're experts in bad movies. Clearly.
Apparently.
This is one my wife was like, nah, you can watch that shit downstairs.
My brain said nah when I watched this one.
So Gary, I'm going to get right to the chase on this one. And this is, I don't use this one a lot, but I'm using it right now. I give this 5 Christmas poos.
Wow, 5 Christmas poos.
I'll even use my autocorrect. Ducking horrible. Go ahead, Gary. Give us whatever you got.
I'll just go ahead and tell you mine was 4.5 Christmas poos. I don't know how I'm going to illustrate the half a Christmas poo on this one, but yeah, 4.5. What's the 0.5 for?
Yeah, what's the saving grace?
I would guess maybe that I was trying to look at, is it as bad as Catwoman? And I still think I'd maybe watch this one before Catwoman.
So if you're using that, then yes, I would watch this before Catwoman.
That's probably the only real barometer I used, was like, because I gave that one 5. I don't know. Maybe 5 would have been. I'm just going to go with 4.5. That's what I went with. But that was kind of my thinking at the time, was maybe there is an audience for this movie. So they probably had a recent lobotomy if they.
That's the thing. Like, I always say what I recommend this. Like, I would recommend this to my brother. Chainsaw.
Sorry about that lobotomy comment.
No reference to the lobotomy, but this is the kind of movie that my brother Chainsaw would love. This is right up his alley. He would sit back and think this was fine art. Him and I would have watched this endlessly when I was 14. I was like, this is great. But I also thought Strange Brew was great. So,
and we know where that went. So
that was not this movie, Gary. I mean, I wrote down 5 minutes in, and I know this writing is crap. And the first 5 minutes is like, oh, this is going to be horrible.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
I mean, sorry, Glenn, this movie is bad. The writing's bad. The story's bad. I hate every character in this film. I
Yeah.
don't want any of them to survive. I want everybody killed because this thing is dumb with a capital stupid. And I mean, this is an actual line of dialogue that was written within the first 5 minutes, Gary. I stopped, wrote this line down.
I can't wait.
When they're handing the trays of food to the prisoners at the sanitarium.
Yeah.
I think you probably might know where I'm going with this. You get to the guy that's the super bad guy is locked up because he's the Christmas.
Right.
And the guy says to the Santa Claus who's got in there inadvertently, it tastes like chicken because it is chicken.
It tastes like chicken because it's chicken. It's the closest we could get to how Mom used to taste.
Somebody sat at a typewriter or a laptop and wrote that stupid fucking line.
And thought that would be funny, I guess. I don't know.
And he said because we couldn't get it, it's as close as we can get to tasting like his mom. What? Now there is some explanation down the road, but when has anyone ever said? I don't think Jeffrey Dahmer ever said human tastes like chicken. Just stupid. I mean,
I
was
don't know.
like, God, this is dumb, and I was mad at that point.
Yeah.
I'm 5 minutes in, and now I'm mad. Then I see, at some point in time, from there to there, I see a who I think is a star above this film caliber actor.
Yeah.
Oliver Hudson
Yeah.
shows up in this movie.
Yeah.
Why?
I would question the any of the actors or actresses in this film that looked at the script and read it and said, I want to be a part of this.
Well, I figure most of these actresses are no names. I didn't recognize most of them, and I'm okay with it. You got to start
a couple from TV, I think, and I recognized.
And that's the thing too. Like I looked up. Can you, off the top of your head, name Oliver Hudson's career?
I could tell you that he was on a sitcom that I watched.
Rules of Engagement.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought he was a way bigger actor as far as blockbuster films, and I couldn't really find anything. So I thought, well, maybe it's just me thinking because of who he is.
Yeah.
But I just was like, wow, how was he in this piece of shit?
Yeah. I think it's a lot of people from TV, if I'm not mistaken. Well, we were going to mention Andrea Martin.
Yeah. Okay.
And she was from SCTV. I remembered that. I did not realize she was in the original film that this is a remake of.
Yeah, we need to go back now. Gary, we have to go watch the original.
And you know what? I will tell you this. As I'm watching this movie, some of it seems sort of familiar, but I believe I watched the more recent version of this movie. And now I don't have any real recollection of it. I'm pretty sure I thought it was okay. But I don't remember.
Oh, I'll tell you why it's familiar to you. Exactly why. I figured it out.
Okay.
This was if you have a blender you sit down on your countertop, and you go, I want to write a movie. Here's my elevator pitch to you. Imagine Porky's and Halloween set at Christmas. Go. Because you got the stupid peeking eyeball and you're behind you.
Oh yeah.
That's Porky.
I never get that right.
Again, timely reference to 1979 Porky's. Yeah, this whole time watching, I was like, this is just the version of Halloween set at Christmas time. Like this isn't even, and it's the story. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I expected out of this thing. It was just fucking horrible.
Can't talk about the story. The story was terrible. The idea was terrible. The flashbacks and trying to make it make any sense at all was terrible.
The jaundice killer? What did him being yellow have to do with anything in the movie?
Nothing other than to have.
And they make such. There's a reason for his mom to hate him.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't understand any of that. there's no excuses for this movie. Like there's nothing, I can't defend any of it in any way. So I can only just agree with everything you had to say. I will tell you, I pulled a review. This should give you an idea of kind of a lot of the moments in this movie because it's often. I pulled a review from Jason Adams, and the title under his name says "My New Plaid Pants." So I don't know what that's all about, but anyway, his review says it just became a game of let's see which one will get her eyeballs plucked out next, and not much more.
Yes,
one sentence accurate statement of the entire movie. That's pretty much what it was.
I don't think that makes any sense in the film. Did that make any sense to you?
No. It didn't seem like there was a reason for that particular thing to be happening, unless I fell asleep in that moment. This is one of those movies that started, and it got right into that, like you're talking about the sanitarium thing at the beginning.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that right there that made me think, oh man, it's going to turn into another tap out. Because I thought for sure I'm going to be tapping out of this. But I kept thinking, nah, because I did the tap out once and now I feel a little guilty. I should force myself to watch this for the sake of humanity.
Yeah, we don't owe anybody.
I don't know why I would have ever thought that. It was painful to watch. I could not wait for it to be over, and I couldn't wait for everybody to die.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, kill them all.
Yeah.
Like, no one should survive this film. Yeah, I mean, I wrote down, I mean, just like in the beginning, like the banging on the doors, you know, and this girl here, the drunk McDrunkerson, I hated her, and she's like, "You gotta bang on the door." I said, shut up!
Yeah,
God, just shut up.
Yeah.
I mean, I wrote that this is just all the drunk, snarky college girls. It's so cliche, so predictable. It's very unoriginal. The whole film it was just like, I mean, you could have done something. If you're going to make a Christmas horror film, there are ways you can do it.
Yeah.
And again, Gary, I think maybe the challenge is you and I need to write a script.
It's our turn.
If we're going to just rip these films apart and we'll throw the gauntlet and say, look, we can do one better. And maybe we should just try, you know.
And maybe it'll be crap. And then we'll be like, okay, it's not so easy.
Let's review our own film. I got a review I'll read too.
Okay.
This is by someone named Carson Timar, Timar, Timar. I'm not pronouncing it right. From something called Buttered Popcorn. This one's a few sentences long, but it says here, quote, "In its attempts to build a franchise and legacy, Black Christmas stabs itself in the eye. Blind from any sort of craft or talent, every piece of this film fails in an overly exploitive and off-putting experience that is impossible to justify watching."
Yes.
Yes. You are spot on, Carson.
Good job,
Timar. God, yeah. I mean, I'm not as angry as I was with Catwoman on this, but man, we were in the same ballpark on this one. This film was and I picked this one. Now, for a reason. Gary and I have been doing some reviews recently where the films, we've actually liked them, they've been good, and that kind of defeats the purpose of what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be watching these bad films. I think the goal for me was I always want to get to that one film. I've yet to tap out of a film. I'm trying to get to that point where I'm like, I cannot take this anymore. And we've got a review that coming up that I took 2 pages of notes for. I said, Gary, we got to do this something else. Like I'm overwhelmed with notes on this film, yet did not tap out.
That's impressive.
So I mean, I like to think I'll finish a film. You have to be. I mean, I finished Catwoman. You have to be so bad that I've yet to find that film. I mean, not in ever. I've walked out of a couple films in the movie theater, but I'm saying with our podcast, I've yet to find that film yet. And now this one I should have. Well, I take it back. There's another one that we coming up that I should have.
Yeah.
I think what I was telling Gary, he's like, you don't have to finish it.
Yeah. Well, I was trying
and when I got to the end, I realized I shouldn't have finished it.
Yeah. So the Tap Out movie, I was thinking back, I think that was Marlowe, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I remember you said your message to me was, should I finish this? I said, it does not get any better than where you are right now. And you were like 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
I said, it gets zero better than that. You've peaked.
Yeah. for some
And it was
reason
like
that one,
2 hours long, wasn't it?
yeah, I just totally lack patience with that movie. So much so that I don't think there was like, I would have rather been doing anything other than watching that particular movie. And
Well,
knowing
again, that was a
that was knowing that it wasn't going to get any better.
it was Liam Neeson, Gary. He has a certain set of skills.
I like Liam Neeson though, but
And
I
it
just
wasn't
couldn't,
picking good scripts. As
I
think
couldn't
recall.
watch. Yeah, that's true. I think that was your quote. He didn't. Yeah, I don't want to rehash that whole thing.
No,
but this has come up a few times where I'm like, I tapped out of that one, so I'm like, I feel like I need to kind of force, like I gave in too quick. I thought Andy'd be the first one to tap out, and he's still holding strong. So
Gary, you owe it to all of our fans.
All one of you
to ride this out.
All of
I think Brent listens to it at work, but it puts him to sleep. So.
Shout out to Brent,
my boy Brentry.
Thanks, Brent.
Yeah, it's go quick on Marlo. So like, I have this puppy dog like loyalty to people I care for. Not care. I mean, I like John Hughes, Liam Neeson, Cage. Yeah. I will ride their films out, sometimes to a point where I question my own. Like, why? You owe them nothing.
They don't know you. They don't
clearly. Sometimes I mean, I know Cage is just making movies because he probably owes somebody money.
Yeah,
but I'm in the same way I'm in with Brian Bosworth films, which we got to get to.
Yeah,
But anyway, I don't have anything else to add to this. All hail the jaundice killer for all I care.
Hey, we've already spent. I mean, we spent more time on this than we have movies that we enjoyed.
I honestly think we've gone 13 minutes more than we should have on this one.
I agree.
And we're 15 minutes in.
We're 60 minutes. Yeah. I agree. Everybody please like, comment, subscribe. That stuff helps us out. We're really trying to build a little thing here with our media company. We'd appreciate your help in getting that going. So anything you could do, that would be awesome. And we'd really appreciate it.
Check out our other shows on our network.
We've got a few more now.
We got Bonding. We got Tangent Station. You want to talk? Gary, Tangent Station is wildly more plot points in this film.
A lot more twists and turns, that's for sure.
Check out our boys at Tangent Station, Kevin and Willis. Man, they're having a good time over there.
They really are, and it's cool to see their faces too when they're recording it, because you can
they're having a good time.
We're all having a good time. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
This has been a Touch of Madness production, brought to you by the creative minds at Tommy Twins Media.